I'm not sure which one you're presenting.
House Resolution 642, Chairwoman.
Okay. Here comes Scott.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and committee members. Filling in for Chairwoman Dempsey on House Resolution 642, which I think is a pretty...
Turn that mic on, if you will. Is it on?
Is it on?
Yeah, it is now.
Okay, let me get it closer. This resolution is pretty simple and straightforward. It calls for the creation of a House Study Committee on Post-Secondary Education and Employment Options for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities, listing the current situation that these individuals face by the current system, and calling for the establishment of basically a policy that would help to incentivize these people to develop work and training habits and employable skills that they may become productive and wage-earning citizens. And this is a House Study Committee that's resulting in this, and that's basically it, Mr. Chairman.
Any questions from anybody? I just noticed on line 4, representing couch kids, frustrated couch kids.
I think that's what they've become.
Really?
After they go through the initial treatment and finish their education at that point, they become frustrated and just don't try to seek a job market, and mostly elect to stay home and become, as the term says, couch kids with nothing to do and nowhere to put forth their efforts.
Okay. Chairman Daniel, Vice Chancellor, oh, you will be. Do y'all have any issues with any of this? Okay. Well, you'll be gone anyway. It won't make any difference. So. Okay. Do we need to include homeless children in this? Okay. So I'll entertain a motion. Okay. Any further discussion? Okay. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed, like signs. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, committee.
Okay, the next one is H.R. 71. Is that right? Okay. Okay. That'll give us time to read it anyway. You want to go get him, Jen?
Sure.
Where is he?
They don't know. I never lost it. I just told them.
Okay. Okay. Had 13 members. Chairman Emeritus, can you handle this H.R. 71 for Representative Gordon since he's not here? Will you explain it to us? I think you helped him, did you not?
I did help him. I haven't seen the new draft.
Okay, we got it right here for you.
And I met with him this morning, Mr. Chairman.
Do you know where he is now?
No, it ain't my time to watch him.
Okay.
That's a class. You want to turn?
Yeah, you number 2.
I don't want to go down there like I'm not on the committee. But what we had cleared up was this is a joint committee on Hope Scholarship Award Program for critical fields, and the reason and rationale, he said he just wanted to have more discussion on the Hope Scholarship Program, and that was the rationale, and trying to see what kind of adjustments they could be made, or any rationale for any inclusion or exclusion in the program as it's presently written. So this will be a committee. As you recall, the numbers went up. It was a lower number, and I forgot the original number.
It was 3 originally. Now we've gone to 13.
That's what I didn't. That's why I said I hadn't seen this version.
Yeah.
I knew he was going to increase it, but I didn't think it was going to go to 13. 13, Mr. Chairman, is kind of a number that's not going to pass the House. So we probably need to look at that. That part of it, and then the governor has 7 appointees, and the speaker and the lieutenant governor have 3 apiece. That's where you come up with the 13. But those of you all who've done study committees know that 13 is not going to be looked upon favorably. That's just quite a few for a study committee.
We going to pay the student too, and the member of the Board of Regents, and technical college system.
Well, you know, most members of the committee get paid according to the code section.
Okay.
I mean,
I was just asking.
There. And now my relief has come in, and so now that I was, go ahead, I was explaining your bill for you. You probably could do a better job.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
And
We just appreciate you showing up.
yes,
Well, I told you about the committee, didn't I?
yes, Mr. Chairman, and I misinterpreted your personal delivery of the message. I didn't know that it was affirmed, and usually I get a email or letter, and unfortunately didn't get it this time. And I know the chairman kind of gave me a heads up. He thought it was going to come up, but I didn't know that it was actually on the agenda. So I do apologize, but I thank him for prefacing, you know, what's been done thus far.
You want to go over the bill?
Sure, and
Have you read it?
I have, yeah. And I have, yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. And, you know, want to thank just members of the committee for very, you know, astute advice on changes that could be made. I think to give it not just more teeth, but just more insight from various parties that I feel like could be beneficial to the study committee process. And so those really are the only changes that were met, which were basically just, if you look at page 224 on down to 31, those are appointees from the different institutions. And since then, I've actually had conversation with Labor Department Commissioner Mark Butler, who is in support of the measure as well. Matter of fact, he actually wanted to, or has been working with a scholarship that he's kind of called a Hope Plus, which in essence would be a Hope Scholarship for jobs that the state is in a deficit for, and so he thought that this study committee would be a good opportunity to see if a Hope Plus would be justified. But that's all I've got, guys. Members of the committee, if y'all have any questions, please, by all means. I'm a little winded because I ran down here, but I'm here, and thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Question here.
Sure.
Number 24 is.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Representative Gordon, for presenting this legislation for the study committee.
Thank you.
If this passed, do you have any suggestions of locations for the various meetings? Because you know Fort Valley State University is in my house.
You know, I do know that the mighty Fort Valley State University is in your lovely district, and I think that, like any study committee that I've just witnessed or been a part of, it's best to get opinions from across the state, and so I would definitely think that Fort Valley's locations lends itself to not just the business communities in sight, but words of wisdom from the institution as to, you know, whether this is something that we want to take a look at as a body.
Okay. In addition, that would be the summer and we have great peaches in Fort Valley during that time. So
Well, we would definitely hold you to
Yeah.
a plethora of peach catering, from barbecue to desserts that should it take place. Yeah,
yeah, peaches from Crawford as well too. So we don't want to leave that out.
well, certainly will
Thank you.
not.
Representative Gordon, how many members are we going to have on this committee?
Let's see, Mr. Chairman.
You know how many legislators we're going to have?
Six legislators and 7 public.
Correct.
Okay. We started off with 3. Isn't that what you started off
We
with?
started off, I think, with 6 altogether, and we did not have any representation from the public.
You will have a meeting in Savannah, I guess, since the Savannah Chatham delegation signed the initial bill.
I would put myself in jeopardy of being annexed, I think, out of the delegation if we didn't have at least one meeting, Mr. Chairman,
Okay.
in Savannah. Yes, sir.
Okay. Representative Williams?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Representative Gordon, I've got a
Yes, sir.
question on line 29 of the bill where it's going through the members of the study committee. This
Sure.
line 29 says one member for the Georgia Lottery Corporation, and I guess I'm a little curious about that. My perception is that the folks from the Lottery Corporation run the lottery and raise the money. Conversely, the folks from the Georgia Student Finance Commission administer the program and have a lot more insight into education in the state and that type thing. I'm just wondering, unless I'm missing it, why we would include the Lottery Corporation but exclude GSFC from the study committee.
No, I think that's a great point, Representative, and it was really just an unwatchful oversight, and I'm definitely amenable to that amendment or line strike through right loud, if you will. I think that's a great assumption. Mhm.
You want to amend it?
Yes, sir. That would, if you move it, I would think it.
We don't have Julius here, do we?
No, I can take down what you do and give it to me.
Are you legal now? Courtney, no? Okay. Yeah, just strike it and put, tell them what you want in there.
Mr. Chairman, strike Georgia Lottery Corporation and insert Georgia Student Finance Commission.
That's line 29.
Yeah, on line 29.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions? Anybody else want to say anything in the audience? Tom, you for it?
Mr. Chairman, I'm whatever the chairman wants.
Okay. You didn't hear me before, but y'all going to team up with Dean and see Georgia Tech and get some basketball players. Can you help?
We always work across the water, and we will help Tech, and we'll be anytime they need it, sir.
Okay. I don't know if Julie left, I guess. Oh, there she is. Okay, she was hiding. Okay. Julie, you need to help too, so. Okay.
We hope to have our boys up here for you to see in a few days.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, anybody else? I hear a motion
I move that we do pass
as amended.
as amended.
Got a motion second. Any other discussion? All right. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. Okay. Thank you.
Mr.
Representative.
Chairman, I just thank you and members of the committee.
We thank you for showing
your help.
up.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, if I could offer one suggestion, if I were you, I would look at the number 13.
Okay.
And if you have to make a decision as to how you par it down, if I were you, I'd be looking in that direction, because I can just tell you,
Take it
a
down.
committee of 13 is going to be looked at closely.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank y'all. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you, everybody.